Hi everyone. So after reading McGoldrick, Preto, and Carter, some of the key factors that I found were age spacing. So far apart, siblings spend less time together as they grow up in different points in families' evolution, so they have fewer shared experiences. I not necessarily resonate with this one, but I have one biological brother, and then the rest are step. But my biological brother and I are 8 years apart, and growing up, I would say we were pretty close until he got into his late teen years. But now I'm 23, he's 31. We are very close again. We call each other our best friends. So I don't know if maybe we had that separation during his teen years, and then once he got older, he realized that we can share a lot of the same experiences because I was at that age. Another factor that I saw was gender differences. Sister pairs tend to have the closest relationship. Both brother and sisters feel more positive about having sisters, and sisters can provide a feeling of emotional security. This one I resonated with from McGoldrick. Sisters not only do the majority of the caretaking, but they also tend to share more intimacy and have more intense relationships than brothers, although they typically get less glory than brothers do. I would like to say that I am the one in the family, for my brother and I, who visit our parents the most often, get the birthday gifts, get everyone together for birthdays for them, Christmas gifts. It's kind of put on to me, which I'm fine with. But when my brother comes around more often or presents the gift himself, he gets the glory. And I have, stood there and been like, wait, I do this all the time. Why is it that he gets it? So it's kind of a joke in the family now, but I for sure understand what they're trying to say here. Brother to brother relationships are characterized by more rivalry, competitiveness, and jealousy. And this can tie in with what McGoldrick, Preto, and Carter said on page 172. In some families, relationships with siblings remain the most important throughout life. In others, sibling rivalry and conflict cause families to break apart. So this could be a disadvantage for sure for one of these factors. Race and ethnic identities play a role. These identities can seriously influence relationships for better or worse, especially if siblings identify with different groups. Birth order was an interesting one to me. This can affect and influence later experiences with spouses, friends, and colleagues. This really talked about the oldest, middle, youngest, so the oldest being most responsible, the middle getting lost in the family or could be get lost, and then the youngest having the sense of specialness, can be spoiled. McGoldrick, Preto, and Carter stated, the sister can be the princess by servant for others, the confidant of her brothers in adult life, and the one to replace the parents in holding the family together at later life cycles. I really feel this. I am not only just the only girl for my I'm also the only girl on my dad's side for cousins wise, and they're all 8 years plus older than me. So I was spoiled by my grandparents, still kind of spoiled by my aunts and uncles, since they always say oh, you're my adoptive daughter, because they all have boys. But I also think that I kind of hold that I'm the glue, one could say, that hold the cousins together. So since my grandparents have passed, the siblings have drifted apart, but the cousins are still pretty close, and so I'm the one that calls and tries to get together for things, or just kind of keeps everyone informed with stuff. Another factor, disabled siblings. This I found probably was the biggest advantage and disadvantage. So some of the disadvantages are the siblings can feel like they have to be the caretaker. They have responsibility over the older siblings. And the pressure on smaller families are increased for those siblings. But a really big advantage is they've developed a great sense of responsibility and maturity. One of my best friends, she's the oldest of two boys, and because she's the oldest of two boys, her youngest brother is severely autistic, and so her dad wasn't really around. Her mom had to work a lot, so she, at a very young age, I saw, had the intense responsibility. She was always the most organized, always the most mature out of our friend group, And that carried on with her even now into our adult lives. Something that I think we should take away from McGoldrick, Pareto, and Carter are sibling relationships are the longest that most of us have in life. Siblings are models for future relationships with friends, lovers, and others. And for a significant portion of the population, their strongest and most intimate relationships.